Today, I'm bringing you a step-by-step guide to becoming your absolute best self and improving yourself every single day. As the year comes to a close, it is the perfect time for you to set the tone for the year ahead. We're not waiting for the clock to strike midnight to get started, but instead, we are rolling into the new year with a clear headspace, with more clarity, with a right mindset, with the absolute best energy, and have momentum already built up so we can hit the ground running. This is your virtual bestie, Summer and Adelie. Welcome back to the Enrich podcast. And please do me a favor before we jump into the episode. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video and comment below. And make sure you share this episode with someone that you truly care about. I absolutely appreciate your support, and make sure you stick around till the end to follow the framework that could help you improve your life every single day. You know that saying, visualize the person you want to become and start showing up as them every single day. What this really means is you need to be clear about your goals and align your actions, your habits, and your mindset with your future self and start showing up as a person starting now. Segment number 1, I'm going to be talking about rewiring our mindset and embracing change. Because if you really want to achieve the goals that you really want to, you need to get out of your comfort zone. You know, to become the best version of yourself, it really requires you to get comfortable with change. If you're not living the life of your dreams, the only person stopping you is, let me break it to you, is you. You know, too often when we start doing this personal development work and start to really reflect on our life, we often let our past mistakes or future anxieties hold us back. Let me remind you, your past does not define you unless you're giving it power. Okay? Key to really creating the life of your dreams is to take aligned action, even when it feels scary. Just remember, big waves are made in uncertainty. You know, there's this really interesting quote that I really like, and it talks about how we usually choose familiar chaos over unfamiliar peace. Why? Because stepping out of your comfort zone is uncomfortable, and our brain does not like uncertainty. It does not like uneasiness. It thinks it's danger. Here's the thing. Your comfort zone is where your dreams go to die. I'll really give you an example of familiar chaos, okay? When you stay in a toxic relationship because you know the relationship is comfortable, but you know the relationship drains you. Doesn't matter if it's romantic, if it's a friendship. Just because you've been friends or you've been partners with this person for X amount of years does not mean it is healthy. Let me remind you, it is the fear of being alone or starting over that really keeps us stuck. You know, another example could be working a job that you hate. You know, you could feel very unfulfilled, underappreciated, or even miserable, but you are scared to take that leap into a new career or learn new skill. And that's because you're already comfortable there. There's so much uncertainty and you're not sure if you're going to find the job that you're looking for. Another example I actually want to give you today, which hits home for me, and I worked so hard to work on this, is to constantly overcommitting myself. So if you're constantly overcommitting yourself, it is a familiar chaos for you. You're eventually going to run out of battery. You drive a vehicle with an empty tank, it also requires refueling, just like yourself. You know, when you say yes to everything, even when you're exhausted, that's because you don't want to disappoint other people. I had the same habit. It was very familiar chaos for me. But what it does, it starts to affect you and your mental health. Because now it's affecting your mental health. You have less clarity. It's affecting every area of your life. It could be a business that you're starting. It could be your current relationship that's healthy, right? When you're feeling crappy about yourself and things are bringing you down, it does project on other things as well. Another example could be you're holding on to your old habits, which could be eating unhealthy foods, skipping workouts because you've done in the past before. You have this habit and experience that you created that you always go back to your old habits anyways. But how about this time? You have the belief that you're not thinking about a final goal, but you're going to make progress every single day. Every time you feel like you're slipping back into your old habits, let that awareness be your wake-up call. It is a perfect opportunity for you to rewire your brain and choose a new path. This is where transformation really takes place. Now you're aware about the familiar chaos, and now what you're going to do in that moment when you become aware, you're going to rewire your brain. So before we move on to the next segment, I want you to reflect on this one question. What is one area of your life You have been choosing familiar chaos instead of unfamiliar peace. Whether you're tuning in on Spotify or Apple Podcast or a different podcast platform or watching me on YouTube, just know that you can pause this video to write down in your journal right now, what is that one area of your life is not giving you that peace of mind that you're looking for? You have to take 100% ownership that you, my friend, are allowing this in your life. You either choose to repeat the same cycle or you cancel and break the pattern and create new reality for yourself. Segment number 2, we're going to be talking about the power of a life audit. Okay, the first actionable step to becoming your best self is to do a life audit. This means examining everything you consume daily, conversations that you're having, the shows that you watch, content that you engage with online, the people that you spend the most time with. Okay, this one is huge. And the energy that you allow in your life. You need to do a life audit of everything that you consume daily. I know it sounds super daunting, but this is exactly what will bring that change that you're looking for in your life. Let me give you an example. Not too long ago, I made a very difficult decision to distance myself from certain relationships that did not bring joy and good energy in my life anymore. Relationships where people always wanted more from me, but never appreciated anything I had done or continued to do. In other words, they made me feel less valued and less worthy. And it wasn't until I sat down and reflected on the past years with these relationships. And I realized things were actually not really improving. In fact, they were getting worse. And as someone who deeply values relationships in my life, especially the close ones, this really began to affect my mental health. And it also started to affect other areas of my life. And honestly speaking, with everything else that life throws at you, your relationships shouldn't be a constant source of stress. I said to myself, no more, Simran, no more. It's been X amount of years for this. My point here is, I wish I used the energy that was really pulling me down towards my new venture. Because this is just one area of my life. There's so much life is lifing, right? And so much is happening in your life besides that. Relationships should be the last thing that should be causing you stress. Relationships are complicated. Relationships should have hard conversations too, but it should not always be bringing stress in your life. So here's a practical exercise for you. Write down the following categories if you are close to your journal. If not, then come back to this episode later again. Write this down. Who are the people that you interact with almost every single day or most of the time? What is the content that you are consuming most of the time? What are some energy sources in your life? Each of these categories, I really want you to ask yourself, does this align with the life I want to create? If not, what are some changes that you can start making starting right now? All right, segment number 3, we are here and we're going to be talking about building new habits and prioritizing growth. Because remember, my mentor always says this, always talks about how progress equals happiness. When you are making progress, when you are doing amazing things in your life and you have built that momentum, it feels really good, right? But when your life is stagnant, it does not feel right. So that's why progress equals happiness. So always focus on prioritizing growth and building new habits. Sometimes you don't even need to build new habits. It's just like being consistent with the new habits that you built and just showing up for yourself every single day. And I want to remind you that true transformation does not happen overnight. It's the result of small, consistent habits that build momentum overnight. I wish this was the case where you could go to the gym one day and you could come out of the gym with one workout and be fully transformative. Yeah, I wish. Think of this when you're being persistent and you are building new habits. Think of it like planting a seed. You don't see the results immediately, right? But with consistent care, the seed will grow into something amazing and beautiful. So to build new habits and to prioritize your growth, you need to ask yourself this on the daily. What does the best version of me do every single day? Really take a moment to visualize your ideal self, not just how they look, but what they have achieved and what is their mindset, their habits, and the energy that they show up. Let me remind you, start small, but stay consistent. It is so easy to feel overwhelmed with the idea of completely overhauling your life. I've talked about this in my past episodes, that do not try to overhaul your life in one go. You're going to disappoint yourself. Because the truth is, It is the small daily actions that you take every single day that leads to big change. So start by focusing on manageable shifts that are sustainable in the long run. And as promised earlier, I'm going to list here the framework that you could use to become the best version of yourself and improve yourself every single day. The number one thing, every single day, start your day with intention. Take out 5 minutes. You could take out 5 minutes every single day, every morning, to set a clear intention for your day. Ask yourself, what is one thing I can do today that aligns with the life of my dreams? Number two of this framework is one small growth habit. Pick one manageable habit that you could focus on. It could be reading 5 to 10 pages of a book that you've been wanting to read for a while, and read it every single day. Third step for this framework is to practice gratitude daily. Start appreciating the little things. It could be something as small as you're able to drink clean water, you have a roof over your head, have a bed, a warm bed to sleep on every night. It doesn't have to be complicated. If you feel like you need a bit of a structure, you could write down 3 things that you're grateful for and 1 thing that you could improve tomorrow. Number 4, limit negative inputs. Like I said earlier, audit your life, audit your environment, reduce time that is spent on activities or content or relationships that drain your energy. You're going to do yourself a favor, and you're going to speed up the process of your manifestation, and you're going to speed up the process of really attracting people, opportunities your way that are aligned with the life that you want to live. Number 5, focus on progress, not perfection. Like I said earlier, my mentor always says this, that we are the culture of progress, not perfection. And it's a great reminder, because we can really all fall into that perfectionism state of mind, which is not the best thing, because we don't allow ourselves to make mistakes, right? We're so hard on ourselves, and then we take the pressure of other people as well. So take a step back and just understand, as long as you're not making the same mistakes again and again, give yourself some grace, fine tune your skills, and allow yourself to fully immerse into culture of progress. Celebrate the small wins that you're making, no matter how minor they may seem. They are the building blocks of lasting transformation. So for example, in about a week from now, I'm going to be celebrating 100 plus of subscribers on YouTube that I have achieved so far. Like I mentioned in my last episode, my solo episode that I talked about, I'm going to be treating myself. So how I'm going to treat myself is by getting my nails done. It's been a minute that I've gotten my nails done. And let me tell you, I was taking a break for a few months, and that break took so long that I barely got my nails done this year. And I'm going to be celebrating by taking myself on a solo date and getting my nails done, celebrating this small victory. We are on our way to 500 subscribers next, 1,000, and so on and so forth. I'm putting that out in the universe, and it's gonna happen. As we wrap our today's episode, I really want you to take a moment and reflect on everything that we discussed. Now you've got a roadmap to becoming your best self, which is a journey that starts right now. It starts today. Remember, becoming your best self is a continuous journey, but it starts with taking aligned action, right? It's about embracing the discomfort of change. I also encourage you all to revisit the reflection questions that we talked about today at the end of each segment, and ask yourself, what does my ideal life look like? What steps can I take this week to move closer to that vision? Another reminder that you are worthy of this journey, and I believe in your ability to create the life that you truly desire. Thank you so much for tuning in, Enrich community. If this episode resonated with you, I encourage you all to share this episode with someone that could benefit from it. As always, do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you are watching me on YouTube. If you are tuning in on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please help your girl and write down a review below. Give me a rating. That will really help you reach more people. Until next time, take action, trust the process, and keep going. You've got this. Sending you so much love and positive vibes.